Hey people, Intrigued 53 Faction War. This is Estia Province and Ordo Malleus versus Space Marines. Someone's been naughty. Was it you, LunaticRed? With a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster with strong support and control. Alongside Sergeant Smith's 501 is an Eversor assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. And rounding off this team is Revs with a brother captain, a durable hero walking through objects and cannot be suppressed with very powerful support and offense fighting in melee. Red team, Taneli is an Apothecary support hero fighting in melee combat. By default begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Alongside Endor and a Techmarine starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. And rounding off the teams, MammothMKII with a force commander, very good offense fighting in melee, some powerful disruption and support. This is the Dark Angels DLC. Our captain backs off for now. West side, bit of a standoff. Daemonhunter doesn't want to cap under fire. In the mid, Apothecary runs away from the Eversor assassin. Fair enough. He's going to just go to the west side, I think. Techmarine hanging out. Scouts got forced off by bolt of fire, I imagine, from the strat squad. There they are. Eversor is off. Oh, to the wreck point in the mid, I think. More stormtroopers up for LunaticRed and Sergeant Smith. Kicking off on the west side, is it? A little bit. There's a rift tear from the Daemonhunter slowing down this stuff. It might lead to Strike Squad getting into melee. Nope, there's a heal on the scouts, and now they have shotguns, so it's harder for the Strike Squad to get into melee. I think it's still worth it though. It exposes the scouts, and then you can shoot them down with the stormtroopers maybe. Daemonhunter going to run in on attacks and stuff. 1-to-1 cap very early on. East side, it's kicking off. Strike Squad in melee with the Tactical Marines. They will beat them in melee, but the Force Commander's there to help. They were battle cried. There's a special. That's a non-battle cry special. Here comes the Eversor assassin. Misses his special attack. Stormtroopers loitering around too. Force Commander needs to be careful here. Gets a model. Time to run. Well played, Mammoth, I think, if he lives. Strike Squad are in retreat path. Maybe, kind of. Don't know if they can get into melee though. Devastator's in play for MammothMKII. Where is Endor? Endor went over to the west side and helped to force off the Daemonhunter of LunaticRed. Now trying to grab this contested power point, but they might lose their power while Endor's doing that. Devastator goes for the garrison. Should do some good work from there. Can't quite reach the power with the firing arc, but will stop stuff getting around this side at least. He might want to get out and reposition them. Yeah, there we go. Kraken bolts popped on these Tactical Marines. 20% more damage to heavy infantry such as the Strike Squad. They got one gen. It's a pretty slow power bash actually. They had double Stormtroopers, double Strike Squad and two heroes here. Triple Stormtroopers. And they only got one gen. Unless they got something else and already rebuilt it. Meanwhile, Endor with some good work here. Flame attacks on the gens in the northeast. Strike Squad is there. Both sides actually. These guys with the Tones of Titan, you just saw the banishment there, also gives them the energy burst. They start with the purification ability, which synergizes so well with the brother captain. The brother captain can support stuff to an insane degree. The amount of buffs that guy can stack, especially on melee units. Could do Mind Blades, Bulwark, We Are the Hammer. And that's just three of them. Getting a Librarian up, you've got Might of Titan there too. And with Purification, can really help him toss out those abilities. There's Battle Rights as well, of course. 475 to 497. A brother captain is like a really fat farseer. The amount of support that guy can throw out. That was the energy burst there. Apothecary doesn't like it. Slows him down and burns some of his energy. It's quite energy intensive, as you may expect. Customized Stormbolter in play. Meanwhile, power bashing. Strike Squad and double Stormtroopers get down the node, but the Strike Squad were in melee, so they're forced to retreat. They should have been maybe switching to their ranged stance there. They do decent damage with their Stormbolters. Got some interceptors up for Sergeant Smith and some operatives. It's a heavy tier 1. Sneaky fellas here with shotguns can chuck a variety of objects at you to make your day bad. Devastators are not set up. There we go. Force Commander trying to bully and brawl in amongst the double Strike Squad, doing a decent job. shotgun scouts vulnerable here, but the brother captain has been forced into the devs chasing the scouts and goes down. I guess he wasn't forced to, but he really wanted those scouts down. Eversor comes to revive a good grenade on the operatives and they wipe. Those were Sergeant Smith's operatives. They seem confused. Interceptors teleporting in here. Melee units, 30 DPS per model, I believe. It's not bad at all. Dropping models though here. What was that? Oh, that was neurotoxin on the Techmarine, and down they go. Eversor gets the sync kill there. Was also using Psychon for the extra damage and damage resist. His starting ability. These are the flame attacks. Don't want to lose these fellas. Dropping a model. Interceptors did well there. Not sure what happened with the operatives. I guess they just weren't paying attention for a second. That's all it takes. Perfectly placed grenade to wipe all of them. And relatively lucky that they were bunched up and arranged in such a way that it hit them all enough. There's that rift tear. Strat squad trying to get in. Might throw out their banishment here. They're taking heavy cover. That was the banishment. It missed completely. They know that there's devastators around, so I think they're wary of fully committing to a melee charge. Oh, grenade from the stormtroopers on those tacks. They got a heal afterwards. 438 to 477. This is Sergeant Smith now assisting the west side 2v1 against Taneli. But here comes Endor now to try and sandwich some of this stuff. Devastators doing a good job keeping those stormtroopers back. We've got more operatives, so Sergeant Smith did not expect that. I thought they'd go tier 2. That's a smoke grenade there to mess up the devastators. Unlike the Catachin smoke grenade, it's an offensive variety, so it messes up your range rather than protects you. Grenade on retreat path attempted. Nice idea, couldn't quite pull it off. Interceptors in amongst the devs now. It's a lot of Marines here though. There's a lot of Marines. They all pop Kraken bolts at the same time on the same strat squad. That's going to be a lot of pain. Saw that overcharged plasma there from LunaticRed, suppressing the double tax. That was a nice shot. Eversor's in there. I guess the neurotoxin's been used on something. Apothecary might go down. No, gets away, I think. Oh, maybe not. Eversor just popped Psychon. He's got that long charge range, gets in and gets it done. Daemonhunter leveled up, I think. Eversor is level 2. Yep, Daemonhunter's level 2. Goes for the Force Rod. See this thing a lot. Not spectacular melee DPS, but that Retribution is pretty cool. Knockback damage and the silence. It's going to be really bad news for the Apothecary. He can't heal when he's silenced. Here we see a Rhino with a heavy bolter turret bolted to the top for LunaticRed. Really good anti-infantry damage, especially if you're facing forward towards your target so the storm bolter can fire. Is that the incendiary? It is. Incendiary grenade from the operatives and their fallback plan. Las Cannon runs away. They're on the power. It's been a sustained fight here, but the Ordo Malleus has won. I think that overcharged plasma is going to do some really good work. LunaticRed has 2 plasma operatives too. Got some plasma tactical marines for Taneli. 30.8 plasma DPS on a single plasma weapon, not including the other 2 models, not including Kraken bolts as well. Pretty nuts. Got some Stern Guard veterans using vengeance rounds, anti-suit heavy infantry and anti-vehicle rounds going after that Rhino. Doing some good work, but there's that Retribution. Pretty rough for scouts too. They can't use their grenade, they can't use their shotgun blast while they're silenced, and it knocks you down pretty nice. There's that smoke grenade messing up the range of the Stern Guard. Daemonhunter gets in, gets rid of him. Interceptors in there too, now getting their Justicar. Does this guy have a power melee weapon? I think he maybe does. I'm not sure though. They get that awesome furious intervention when he's in play though. Energy burst on the Techmarine. Got his bionics. No idea what's going on the east side, but the brother captain showed up here. He's got the Mantle of Terror for the battle rights. Also gives him what? more health, more energy, and energy regen. Reduces ability cooldowns by 20%. Was not aware of that. Here we see the Battle Rights heal. It's not a massive heal. 3 for 20 seconds, so it's that 60 hit points. It's not massive, but it has got a massive radius. And you compare it to like the Breath of Nurgle, which I think is a 70 heal on allied units with a very small radius. But of course it's instant. So you get that you trade much more radius for a slow heal over time. I think it's pretty cool though. Helps you stay in play between fights. Devastators should get a suppression here, I think. Nope. Apparently they weren't close enough to fire. They're very confused. Are they going to move? Maybe? There we go. They're in range now. Techmarine's getting shredded though. Look at all these plasma stormtroopers here. Lunatic has 2. Sergeant Smith has 1. Plasma cannon here. There's your plasma from Taneli. Pinned on their power here. 372 to 399. Neurotoxin on the Apothecary. Heals himself and runs. Eversor's struggling to get a hit in though. More smoke into some more overcharged plasma. Was that a plasma cannon here actually? Was that friendly fire from the plasma cannon as it was trying to shoot the Eversor? Maybe. They seem to get knocked over because the overcharge doesn't knock you over, it suppresses you. Thunderhammer Force Commander, non-stop action here. Tier 3 says Sergeant Smith completely skipped Tier 2 in terms of units. No more war gear on this guy, might go down and retreat. Level 4, I think makes it out. There's the overcharged plasma again, doing some good work controlling the Force Commander. Was that a smoke grenade from the Rhino? I guess it must have been. I always forget that the Rhino has it as well. 372 to 395. Ordo Malleus all over the Space Marines here. Got some interceptors for Revs. Got a Vindicator Assassin too. Where is he? There he is. Taking shots. Can the Space Marines break out? They need to present a united front here. They're coming in dribs and drabs. Looks like Taneli's gone further west. Force Rod. Daemonhunter's going to kill the Plasma Devs, and those Plasma Tax went down. Taneli just lost everything. Literally everything. That's GG. Has to be GG, as Sergeant Smith says there. Not sure what happened to Taneli. Librarian in play now with a Psychic Hood. Throws out the Smite. Didn't seem to hit that much though. Not sure what these Devastators are doing. There you go. They had Veil of Time, so they need to set up. Got nice and close. Did some decent work there, but can they break out of this? Here's some operatives for Sergeant Smith. There's that Neurotoxin on the Librarian that slowed down and damage over time. Pretty nice ability to have. Especially since it's not suppression, right? No, it's not suppression, so it'll work on suppression immune stuff. Oh, Taneli had to answer the phone. That's pretty rough. I'm surprised this game was sent in if someone had to answer the phone. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you guys don't mind if I continue casting. See how it pans out. Taneli's gone tier 3. So has LunaticRed. Sergeant Smith already there. I mean, Endor and Mammoth have decent armies. They've just been locked back for a while. This power's been constantly bashed for like 5 or 6 minutes now, I think. Just heard a drop pod. But that was Taneli to just get something on the field. Grab this wreck point maybe. The Rhino of LunaticRed still doing some work. Level 2. Oh, there's that off-map Vindicator support from the Eversor Assassin. And there's the Vindicator. I guess it was another Vindicator that gave him support. That's going to get a shot. That wasn't a rear armor hit, apparently. The game is so finicky with rear armor hits. So finicky. Looks like they're going to get it done. They do get it done. Well played. Well played indeed. Veil of Time showing its worth there. Could not have got that kill without it, I don't think. Is the Librarian going to fall over right now? Interceptors teleported into a whole bunch of Marines. There's the Psych Out grenade. Doing some good work. Strike Squad coming in. Techmarine does not have a plasma gun yet, apparently. There is your plasma bud. Booked by Onyx. 372 to 305. They needed Assault Marines, I think, the Space Marines. You're just getting outshot, and the Ordo Malleus have these control abilities like the plasma gun overcharge. That's been really screwing them in these fights. Get some Assault Marines, maybe a teleport Force Commander. On the power now on the east side. But the captain's got his halberd though, so that's a bit rough for anything teleporting in. And we have the Bulwark. Melee damage resistance and damage bonus. It's a 35% resistance and a 15% bonus to damage. There it is, you just see it there on those guys. Cool little effect. And it's got a really short cooldown too. I think it's a 30-second cooldown. You stack that with Mind Blades, and your melee units are going to wreck stuff. Just those two things. Mind Blades is a global though, so you can't spam it endlessly. Here's a Predator tank from Endor. Taneli still locked back, as you may expect. They lost everything. Getting double melter bomb, says Sergeant Smith, from the Eversor and from the operatives. They're going to get a full bash here, aren't they? Probably. Nothing really that Taneli can do about it. Here comes a tank though. That'll help. Meanwhile, more tank. But the captain cleaving through the Devastators, who took a long while to start running away there. 372 to 240. Force Commander's still down. Parking Land Raider on the left, says Sergeant Smith. They mean this west side as a Land Raider Crusader. That's not going to help Space Marines attempt to come back here. Taneli has the tank up. They don't have the red for Terminators. Some Lightning Claw Terminators from Mammoth would be amazing. There's that fanaticism to giving them a second or so of damage immunity, those guys, from the Acolyte leader. Retribution missed, I think. And you got any more War Gear, bud? You do. Armor of Damnation, the Tempest, and that Tome of Tranquility that basically everyone gets. What are his other accessories even? You never see them. East side, some bashing going on. Vindicator does have the Chameleoline stealth suit. Scouts on the way for Taneli to help support the tank, I guess. There's a melter and another melter. It might not last very long. Interceptors in there with their side cannons too. Can it survive? Looks like maybe it can actually. The other tank coming in was too much DPS for those interceptors to want to deal with. 372 to 191. As you can see, they can't retreat back to the Land Raider, so they're just running back to base. Endor brings some firepower to the west side, gets hit with the Retribution. Scouts need to run. Tactical Marines are alright though, level 3, they can tank that damage. Got a Flamer though, might need to get a little bit closer. Down goes the Rhino. Oh no, that was a Vortimer Razorback from LunaticRed that went down there. Whoops, says LunaticRed. East side, what is this? Well, the captain's killing stuff, chasing it into garrisons. Back to the west. Tank's doing a good job so far. There's that Retribution that also seems to have quite a short cooldown. And Crusaders in play immediately with their Battle Frenzy. Here's the Acolyte leader as well in tier 3 to make them even more mental. Just a passive 20% damage and resistance buff. And Battle Frenzy gets even better for even more damage resistant health regen. They're a cool squad. And they're decently quick as well now. Paladins on the field for Revs. 372 to 162. I mean, Space Marines have done an admirable job staying in this game after Taneli's big... I mean, they were already struggling when Taneli lost that stuff. because of his interruption. But the captain did go down. That was a good shot over there. They're using the tanks well. Oh, there's a Tempest. Goes through various stages. Getting more and more nasty. Can channel it for a while too. Techmarine still needs to be repairing here. Scout's trying to repair for Taneli. Techmarine needs to move up and repair. Oh, great plasma dev, says Sergeant Smith. They're a good tool to have on that west side. Ordo Malleus doesn't really have anything like that. Not really good for artillery. Paladins getting stuck into assault terminators here for MammothMKII. Where are the buffs? There's Mind Blades. Mind Blades is up on the Paladins. Big melee buffs for those guys. They get more melee skill and more melee damage. I think it's the same as user choppers for the orcs. Is that the... what is this effect here? Oh, that was for the Emperor from the Force Commander. No sign of his Sacred Standard though. I think he should get it. I think he should get that Sacred Standard and get claws up on these guys. Meanwhile, west side orbital going off from one of the Ordo Malleus players, I assume. Both the tanks survive it. But, yeah, some losses for sure. There's that Retribution. Does that disable repairs as well? Looks like it does. They're not repairing anymore. Orbital from one of the Space Marine players. Looks like it'll get some decent hits. Didn't do too much though. Motor bomb on the Predator. Got that las cannon in there to try and go after that large target, the Land Raider Crusader. Meanwhile, what is this? Interceptors being annoying. Plasma attacks are getting shot at by the Vindicare. Those guys having to teleport out. They did retain the VP though. Meanwhile, west side again. Endor needs to fully commit here, I think. Conversion beamer getting shots on the Predator tank now. And that is a sound bug. Great. And we're back after the sound bug because the sound bug always wins. Looks like the Daemonhunter has the Vanishing Cloak for rites of exorcism. Where's that plasma cannon? Is it still around? It's there. Oh no, Taneli's one is there. They could get, I did say that Ordo Malleus doesn't really have anything like it. They do have the Grey Knight Dreadnought that can get a plasma cannon. It's not, doesn't really have the range of other artillery stuff, but it can work. Could do some work for you. Force Commander's having a fight with an Eversor assassin. Keeps knocking him over here. There's a bunch of strike squad to have a word. Stop knocking over the crazy person, please. He's going to get angrier. Level 5 Eversor assassin. There's that neurotoxin on retreat. Tempest. Forth the Artificer's armor. That was... Oh, they got both of the tanks. They got both of the Predator tanks. There's one. There's the other. Crusader has nary a scratch on it. Emperor's Torch now for the Daemonhunter. It's getting all the armors. More energy regen. And Light of the Emperor. Protects allied units and detects enemy units. That's pretty cool. Don't think I've ever seen that used before. Or since it was rebalanced. Crusaders trying to dodge the plasma cannon. Some of them did. The line of sight blocker does nothing to block stuff. 372 to 47. A double cap for the Ordo Malleus. Crusaders getting messed up here. Yeah, so this thing is a line of sight blocker, but it's not a shot blocker. So you can't see stuff. You can't see stuff through it, but if you can see stuff like out the edge of it, it will still shoot through. Get some really good shots on those Crusaders actually. Looks like the Ordo Malleus have it here with the double. Did these guys ever get lightning claws? They did. But they've run out of time. A valiant effort from the Space Marines after the interruption of Taneli and the setback. Didn't see Endor or Mammoth complaining, I don't think. They got on with it and did their duty. Looks like those guys were trying to get onto the VP through the mid. Let's look at these heroes, end of the game. Daemonhunter, who kept changing his outfit. Level 6. We had a level 6 Eversor. Level 4 Brother Captain down. Level 4 Apothecary did have armor of the Apothecarian. Level 4 Techmarine did have the plasma gun in the end. And a level 5 Force Commander. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part, and Impregnable for hosting these faction war events. I'll see you next time.